Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Umbras, and today we are back in Enthusia Professional Racing, where... Okay, I have disappeared. There we go. Gotta love VC Face having issues. Good start. Welcome for Joba GT, hope you've been well. But yeah, it is good to be here. Anyway, let's jump right into the game where we have the V12 Vanquish. This beautiful Grand Touring supercar that is absolutely lovely. This is the earlier version before the Vanquish S, the earlier one. So a little bit less power, but still it's got that beautiful design. Designed by Ian Callum, who also designed things like the Jaguar, the Jaguar X car, as well as I believe the DB7 as well, right? Something like that. He's designed quite a few Aston Martin and British cars, and absolutely lovely machines. Ooh. You know what? It'd be kind of fun. It'll be kind of fun to do this. Let's just test this 5.9 liter V12 in the desert. And have about 460 horsepower to play with. Rear wheel drive. This will be a real fun. This will be a fun challenge, I think. Used to be in Hot Pursuit 2 time. Oh yeah, this was one of the vehicles in Hot Pursuit 2. This, the Viper, the Corvette, the Elise. The CLK 55 AMG, and I think that's it for vehicles that appear in both Enthusia Professional Racing and Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Oh yeah, the Jaguar XKR as well. How could I forget? I literally was just talking about that. Because the M5 doesn't appear in Enthusia. None of the Ferraris appear, or Lamborghinis appear in Enthusia. No Holdens. None of the Opel Speedster or Vauxhall VX220. Unfortunately, I love those cars. But this... Yeah, this is nice. It's kind of cool seeing like the high-end vehicles that different games share and everything. Like Gran Turismo 3 and Hot Pursuit 2 have the SVT Cobra R, the V12 Vanquish, and again the CLK 55 AMG, and the Speedster. But as a different Lotus Elise. No Ford TS50. No Ferraris, no Lamborghinis, no McLarens. So, you know, you get some good mix of vehicles. Oh yeah, the Gran Turismo also has the XKR. So all three, Gran Turismo 3, Enthusia, and Hot Pursuit 2 have the XKR. Man, Jaguar be getting all the licensing deals back then. Jaguar's like, yeah, use our cars. We want people to drive our vehicles. And modern Jaguar is an interesting conundrum, shall we say. No one can buy vehicles if you don't make vehicles. 59 total vehicles sold last year. Oof. That is rough. That is very, very rough. Let's make sure. Okay, yeah, everything's good. Everything's good on our end. Nice. Alright, let's see what other races we can do. We do have the real sports car race. We got a one-make race at Tsukuba. We do have a Nürburgring race. I may as well do the Nürburgring race just because I need to be used to the Nordschleife. I got a race Saturday morning. It's gonna be absolute hell. But still, I try. I will say that the V12 on the Vanquish sounds absolutely gorgeous. Made by combining basically two Duratec V6s. And then rebalancing them, refining them, and everything. Oh, there goes everyone running wide. Par for the course at the start of the Nürburgring race in Enthusia. They all like to kind of dive each other into turn 1. Oh, okay, that's not good. That's gonna kill our momentum here. Alright, come on, let's get past the Jaguar. We got a sharp second gear corner coming up. To the right. And then, oh boy. Okay, you two want to run side by side for the 4 race. Be my guest, let me through at least. There we go. Finally able to let this car stretch its legs. I gotta be careful through flood plots. We are in a road car. We don't have any downforce like a GT3 car does. We have no downforce there. Pure mechanical grip. All right, let's catch up to the Audi. Get into the slipstream. Cut to the inside. I'm gonna brake at the first sign. Okay, brake earlier than that then. Down in the second gear. Alright, we need to really get our shit together. I'm using the GT3 race car braking points and rough braking references. I need to brake way earlier. As saying it's got good power, it's got great straight line speed. But we need to be braking pretty much way earlier. Like in a GT3 you're braking at that sign. But here at an first you are braking way earlier, just to keep the car stabilized. I mean, it does have road tires. Just gotta be a little bit careful here. There we go, nice and smooth. Using this beautiful 5.9 liter V12, 460 horsepower. Yeah, we gotta brake earlier here. I think we should brake at the first sign, not the second sign. Okay, we probably could actually brake at the second sign there. Classic Forza Motorsport games with the Saturn cars in them. Yeah, I know. That's kind of cool as well. Having things like the Ion Red Line, or like the Saturn Sky and everything. Like that's pretty awesome. It's a shame what happened to Saturn. My aunt used to have one. And it's just, you know, GM just kind of diluted the brand and everything, which is a bit unfortunate. I still remember her, it was like the SP2, I think it was, her Saturn. It was a cute little car, though. It was in the deep kind of metallic red paint, and that was her go-to car. Oh boy. Okay. I gotta brake earlier. I gotta brake way earlier. Alright, we do have a high speed section here, so let's absolutely push to the limit here. We got this. We got this. Oh yeah, that sounds absolutely lovely if we can keep it on track. I wonder if other racing Saturn cars in them. That's a good question. Your best bet would be looking at something like the IGCD, the in-game card database, and looking at the Saturn brand. I think most games, if they have a Saturn, it was something like the Saturn Sky was like the most frequent vehicle kind of used by Saturn. Oh gosh. Brake way earlier there. Alright, want to brake before the dip. Do the carousel. Yeah, so that might be the best place to actually check and see what the, you know, where Saturns are used. It's probably mainly Forza. I can't remember too many other racing games having Saturns. I'm trying to remember if, I think Dirt 3, it was either a Pontiac Solstice or a Saturn Sky. But it was that vehicle, and it was a Gymkhana car. So that may be another game that had a Saturn. They had a lot of GM vehicles, even had a Camaro kind of fictionalized rally car. And they had, you know, like the Hummer Rally Raid vehicle. They had lots of Opals, which at the time was owned by GM. Like they had a pretty good deal with GM for that stuff. Alright, the rear is stepping up just a wee bit. Alright, back to the right. And back to the left. Then here comes the jump. I'm gonna brake before the jump. There we go. Nice and smooth. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let me know what you find about the Saturn vehicles. Oh, majorly missed the apex there. Alright, gotta remember to brake before the access road. Gotta brake before the orange there. We don't want to brake at the orange in a non-racing car. Little bit of drift to the non-carousel carousel. Just a little bit. Okay, that's a little bit wide. That's okay. That's all right. Alright, let's test the vehicle's top speed now. Full send. Get all 12 cylinders screaming. Let's get this, woohoo. Alright, 180. 181. We got some speed. Welcome to, oh gosh, too much speed. Too much speed. Whee! Welcome Zero. Hello, Isaac. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing pretty alright. Oh gosh. Brakes. Brakes are scary. Brakes are scary. I've gotten, because I've been practicing for the TGT race this weekend. I've gotten so used to the GT3 braking points that I'm trying to use those in a road car, and it ain't quite working. In Dirt 2, that doesn't have the Saturn Sky, it's the Pontiac. Ah, it's the Solstice. I'm like, it has one or the other. Holy moly. But Zero, you ready for the race this Saturday? It is gonna be, it's gonna be scary. I'm not a big fan of the Nürburgring Nordschleife, but I would do my best. I've gotten a little bit faster compared to the V-Track one, down into the low 820s. But I think people like Song and Albert are still gonna have me beat. So I gotta be a little bit careful. Anyway, English car time. All the British cars. We got TVRs, we got Aston Martins, got some Lotuses, I think, in there. I didn't get a full look at the grid. I was just kind of like, yeah, we can do this. Yeah, there's a Lotus. There's a Lotus Elise in there. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Gonna see how much of a jump we can get into the competition. Use all 460 horsepower here. Brake here, probably. A little bit deep on the brakes, but we make it work. Gotta be careful not to lock the brakes too. Whoa, okay. The rear does get a little bit light. little bit of one power oversteer. Gotta remember, no electronic aids. Yeah, all the British cars on this London track here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, come on. A bit smooth through the corners. Watch the undulation of these narrow and very bumpy British roads. Through the hairpin. Light up the rear tires. Give the crowd a little bit of a smoke show. Go full James Bond styling on them. Wait, nope. Remember, it's 70 meters. 70 meters in a performance vehicle here. Not 100. 70, 70, 70. Alright, here we want to brake just before the 50-meter board. Get it nice and smooth through. Ooh, little too close for comfort to the wall there. But that is the nature of the street circuits. Alright. Past the McDonald's advertising. Down in the first. Oop, okay, too much, too much. Too early a turn in there. Gotta be careful on that. Okay, remember, 70, then 50, and you kind of wing it a little bit because you don't really have that many good reference markers. Maybe it was 100. Probably is 100. 70 is too close. Yeah, 70 is too close. So yeah, let's go like 90, just after the 100-meter board. I think that might be the best way to do it. To be fair, we had a big moment coming out of the hairpin the previous time, where we had the rear kind of step out, which probably killed a little bit of our acceleration. Don't do that, Isaac. But anyway, this beautiful Aston Martin, it's got an aluminum and carbon fiber bonded chassis, which allows it to come in at just over 4,000 pounds, which is quite heavy, but you know, it is still a beautiful machine. It's funny, I mean, this Cream Stratum, it's a Nissan GTR wagon, kind of acting as a Saturn car. Yeah, that one is kind of strange to me in the GTA games. Kind of a shame that that one never got like an HSW upgrade. That would have been a cool vehicle to have for like HSW, turning kind of an unassuming, you know, station wagon into a high-performance sleeper car. You know, it's kind of what how Special Works should have been about. Like, yeah, it still keeps, you know, the station wagon handling and everything, but you have like a massive increase in power. Nowadays, they're just putting every new car in the How Special Works instead, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I think How Special Works should have been used to give life to like older vehicles in GTA Online. Jaden, welcome. Got to sit in a 58 episode. Ooh, holy moly. Nice. You don't see too many of those. So, GG. Hopefully you got pictures. You better have pictures, right? No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. That's awesome, man. It's almost like going through a time warp, seeing some of like the historic vehicles. Just very, very, very different than like a modern vehicle. They look different, they smell different even. They sound different. Like, it's an entirely different experience in being in different cars from like different eras. Like, honestly, if you blindfolded me and you put me in a car from like different time periods, from smell alone, I'd probably be pretty close to like roughly when the vehicle was like made. Like, assuming the owner wasn't like a massive like smoker or whatever, which kind of changes the smell a bit. But like, yeah, I could probably do it, because like 90s cars smell different than early 2000s cars, which smell different than like 70s cars. Adachi, welcome. Finally settled down. Well, that's good at least. A little bit less chaos. Get to enjoy some simcade racing. A little bit of tidbits of automotive trivia and everything. It isn't showing. I mean, okay, seriously though, like, don't tell me it didn't smell different to you, right? I swear I'm not crazy. Like the different vehicles, because they use different material in the construction, you know, and then as it ages, the smell changes too. So you kind of get a feel. You kind of get used to like what different vehicles smell like. Oh gosh, that sounds so weird. But like, it's true though. Like the late 60s, early 70s cars, they have like that aged leather smell combined with like a hint of like, you know, like the gasoline and like the additives that a lot of people put into the gasoline for some of like the high performance muscle cars of the era. You know, the 80s and 90s, they kind of have like a more of like a fabric-y smell that's maybe like, I don't want to say damp smelling slightly, but like, again, it smells like like a lot of like the upholstery, the fabric and everything has, you know, been sitting in the sun. It's been aged. It's different. You know, the newer vehicles, they kind of almost have like a plasticky, almost crayon-like smell, especially the Volkswagens. Like, if you ever sit in like a brand new Volkswagen, it literally smells like you open up like a pack of Crayola. Like, it's... it's just different. You know, the late 70s kind of has like the shag smells different than like the fabric used in like the 80s cars and stuff. How much plastic can you smell versus leather? I don't know. Maybe it is showing a little bit too much, but like seriously. Oh my word. I genuinely, I want to try that now. I doubt people would actually like let me smell their cars, but like going to a car show, like kind of like an open-ended car show, and be like, all right, I'm doing like a YouTube video. I'm gonna be blindfolded. I'm gonna be putting like random people's cars, and then I gotta smell them. Oh, this is why you don't give me. This is why you don't let me have ideas. This is why you don't let me have ideas. Cause I say stupid shit like this. just yes. This is a domestic car, lots of leather, probably late 60s or early 70s. You're using an additive to kind of mimic like the additives in like the leaded gasoline. You have a slight fuel leak. The first owner of this vehicle was a smoker, but then they quit, so you have a slight smell of tobacco. Yeah, it's like the wine snobs as they're like smelling the aroma of the wine. It's like, do I detect a hint of oak in this wine? Yes, this vehicle was most definitely manufactured on a Tuesday. You can smell the slight desperation of the factory workers, soul leaving their body as they stitch the upholstery. I don't know. Why am I continuing this bit? Uh... I kind of want to turn that into a show now, where like just based on like smell and touch of like the interior, people have to guess. Like car enthusiasts have to guess what kind of car they're in. Like that would honestly be kind of cool. Is being able to see like if they're able, how much they're able to guess, how quickly they're able to. Get some pretty common vehicles as well as some obscure deep cuts. Quick, someone loan me a couple $1 million to pilot that as a TV show. Get Jay Leno on board as well. He's got enough vehicles to kind of have people, you know, try that out with. It'd be the new Late Show. Oh, that's a wee bit of understeer. Just a touch of understeer. Just a little dash. A small scrape. Alright, come on, let's try to get some more upgrades to this vehicle. It is an expensive vehicle, so upgrades do take longer to unlock. But still. Still, we're all good. At this rate, we might actually lap most of the field. Like, we're probably on track to lap about three of the other drivers. Maybe a fourth if we can get a good draft going down, catching some of the earlier back markers. In first place, Aston, who should be on pace with me, is way back there, so I'm not too worried. But still, we push. I do need a little bit of rear downforce, I think. Unfortunately, I can't install a wing. That would be nice. Get a little bit of the vehicle to kind of stay planted on the entry of the corner so I can use the brakes to better rotate it through. Alright, here we go. Probably... Alright, there we go. New fastest lap at least. Okay, come on. 2 to go. I got basically a quarter of a lap distance between us and the last place vehicle. I'm not sure if we're gonna actually lap 3 racers. We're pushing, but they are pretty quick as well. But definitely gonna get at least one. I can see them literally right there. But the three others ahead, they've started to kind of maintain a gap. So let's get right into the slipstream. Oh, we're gonna catch you right at the corner, aren't we? Oh boy. Okay. Wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but that's okay. I can see them just going around the corner there. So we may actually be able... my prediction might not be all that off. We have slowly chopped down the time just a little bit. I'm not too sure if we go to lap anymore. Oh, definitely not by doing that. Oh, that killed so much speed. I think had we not had that 105 lap there, we'd have probably been able to lap 3 vehicles. Come on, let's at least make it 2. At least 2 though. Not bad. Not bad at all. We could have lapped at the time of Serpentera. But not quite. Not quite. There we go. Alright, we got the Grippy boys. Probably one more race for the Aston. This is a beautiful vehicle. It was featured, it was the Bond car in Die Another Day. Had a gadget like adaptive camouflage and everything. Oh boy, I love the Bond cars. My favorite Bond car is still the Toyota 2000 GT. Just because it's really cool how they had to make a custom coach-built open-top version. Because poor Sean Connery was literally too tall to fit into the closed cockpit 2000 GT. Rip. Oh, okay. A little too many taps there. I know you're still on my inside. Alright. Aston versus Porsche. It really is like Need for Speed now. Although the Porsche in Hot Pursuit 2 is the 996 Porsche. Whereas that one there, I believe, is based off of the 993. So a slightly earlier generation. Still a beautiful vehicle though. And that is a roof instead of a fully fledged Porsche. But it's still got the performance. In fact, it's got even more performance because Roof goes absolutely crazy with their upgrades on the cars. Alright. Easy now. Let's try to stay with it. There's not too many places to get a good overtake going at Route de la Seine. But we can still fight. We can still put the pressure on. Not when I do stuff like that. Definitely not when I do stuff like that. Alrighty, come on. Yeah, that cost us a lot of time. That cost us a lot of time. Can't believe I'm grinding in bingo? Okay, I'm a little bit curious now. What is like the old folks, you know, bingo stuff? Like what like, you know, the G21 bingo, like that bingo? Oh, folks that. Well, like, okay, you know how it's like the bingo night is like a stereotypical hobby for like old folks, right? Maybe it's just like my region, but like you go to like the bingo halls and everything. I'm gonna leave like no. I mean, like you could be younger in like bingo too, but like for real, like you know. No, I don't. Oh gosh. How do you salvage a Isaac? How do you salvage a Isaac? Oh good, thanks for just messing me. But no, like I don't know, it might be a regional thing, but like you go to like bingo nights and stuff like that how to like rec centers and everything. and like it's predominantly like older, like you know, 60s, 70s, 70-year-olds that are like playing it. Like I got some younger people and stuff like that too, but like they don't go crazy like the older folks. But yeah, bingo, it's something with the boards and you pick the numbers. Okay, so like that bingo. So how do you grind bingo? I'm a little bit curious on that one. Yeah, I know like certain areas allow like the high stakes bingos where basically you buy like, it's almost like a lottery ticket type of system where you buy like a bunch of different cards and then like that money goes into a pot and then like if the card wins, like you get the pot or whatever. Yeah, okay, yeah, that bingo. Personally, I am not a gambling man. I have done enough statistical analysis to know that a lot of that is kind of rigged against you. So I don't bother. House always wins, so why play? But yeah. So how do you grind bingo? I'm a little bit confused on that one. I'm only doing this for $80. Oh, okay. It's not a huge buy-in at least, which is good. But still, hopefully the cash pot and everything is pretty good. Hopefully you win, man. Gotta keep doing games over and over until you level up. Oh, okay. So it's one of those, like, you grind someone else's account or whatever, and then they, like, resell the account or something like that, or they pay you to play the games and everything. I see. No, hold on. Oh! I was reading... Don't look at chat while driving. Don't look at chat while driving. Yeah, okay. Got it. So it's basically like kind of grinding like the level and stuff like that so you can get like the money and everything. I see. Oof. Alright, our laps aren't great. We have third place slowly kind of nipping at our heels. So we gotta make sure we keep this nice and clean. These Parisian streets are very tricky. Oof, gosh, can we not tap the wall? I wanna be able to actually level this up to level 10. That way we can get more vehicles. Because we're about to head to a new sheet. A new set of vehicles for both the sporty and the real sports car races. So that means we can go back to the random number generator and have a bigger variety to pick from. Money for nothing and your kicks for free. I want my MTV. Here we go. Come on. Yeah, the skyline is actually catching us up. I gotta be careful. 940. Yeah, that was a terrible lap. That was a very bad lap. The skyline gained a lot of time on us. You can tell this is probably one of my weaker tracks. just from my inconsistency in my lap times here. That is pretty dreadful. So let's make a way through. We're going through to the other side. Alright. Good, it allows us to cut that. I'm gonna try to minimize our point loss. Alright, we can get the upgrades. That's not a good way to minimize it there, Isaac. We're on a magic school bus. Please let this be a normal field trip. What the frizz? No way! Cruising on down Main Street, we're relaxing, feeling cool. Next thing that you know, you're screaming, Wahoo! I kinda like the Magic School Bus, I miss that. Although this, I'll be honest, the space one always scared me as a kid. Because, the taking off the helmet, like, young me, for some reason, knew what the heck actually happens when, like, you take off your helmet and everything. And so, like, it freaks me out a lot. Try to change your mind and... Huh? Why are you changing your mind? Hmm? What are you changing your mind on, for Chubby GT? Alright, let's go. Let's get some new vehicles. Oh, we're halfway done. The sporty cars. Let's see the drugs episode from Cat Planet. Yeah, I don't watch much Captain Planet when I was younger. But yeah, certain movies and TV shows back from like the earlier days, they were a little bit spooky. Anyway, let's pull up a random number generator. If it's a 1, it's gonna be the Sylvia. If it is... Oh, we need to make it a 6. If it is a 6, it is the RX-8. It is a 4. So it is a different Sylvia. Okay. This will be fun. Let's check out the Saturn cars from IGCD. Okay. Let me know what you got there. Yeah, we only got the pearl white option for the Sylvia R-Tune. This thing is very, very nice. This is the specialized version of the S15 Sylvia spec car that was tuned by Nissan's Motorsport division, Nismo. It's got the unique body kit. It's very, very nice. I mean, just look at that. You've got even the graphics package and all of that. I want to know what this thing can do. Because the regular Sylvia S15 Sylvia spec car was already pretty solid. Had a 2-liter SR20 DET inline 4, producing around 250 horsepower. This probably has some upgrades. Yeah, it has the helical limitless differential that was standard on all the spec car models. Alright, let's see what we can do. Let's go to low ensuing to really test this vehicle out. Got an NSX Type R and a CTR, so it's probably less powerful than the NSX Type R. So it's probably making around 300 horsepower that was upgraded with improved electronics and exhaust system and everything. Some other race games did have the Saturn Sky, like Test Drive Unlimited 1 and 2. Test Drive Unlimited 2 had the Saturn Sky? I don't remember that. Dirt 3 though did, okay. So I was correct in that Dirt 3 had the Saturn. It was just Dirt 2 that had the Pontiac Solstice. Now, Motor Trend, back when the Type R, not the Type R, the R-Tune was released, they took the fully fledged one around Tsukuba and was able to do a 1 minute 4 second lap time. So that's pretty solid for a you know, a tune production car that's still street legal. It had the adjustable Nismo shocks, brake upgrades, the new rims, body kits, and a little bit of lightning here and there as well. So there's a little bit more power. You can hear that with that beautiful exhaust system. And it is just an agile beast of a car. Like, it is perfectly planted through all of these corners. I want to brake just before the 50-meter board. I'm going to probably keep it in second gear to minimize wheel spin on the exit. Yes, holy moly. Okay, this is a beautiful machine. Back before the Nismo brand kind of got diluted with it just being body kits for anything that wasn't a Nissan Z or a R35. This thing, holy moly, this thing is a beaut. Brake just before the gravel, down in a third gear. Okay, hi there. Do not ride the curb. Gotta remember, this vehicle does have a stiffer suspension than a lot of the road cars, so we need to be a little bit careful. But yeah, holy moly, this thing punches well above its weight. So this would be a good vehicle to get some of the ranking points on, especially if we can do some RS events. Like, this would be very, very solid. Just very planted, very stable. The air kit's probably helping out a little bit as well. But yeah, there is very few complete R-Tunes, as a lot of the R-Tunes out there only had different select parts from the Nismo catalog. Very few had every package available with the body kit, the stickers and everything, and all of that. From what I gather, there was only really one or two complete R-Tunes outside of Japan. Those are in, like, you know, Australia, New Zealand areas. Gotta be worth a fortune, though, especially if you have, like, all the like the documentation that says it's, you know, like a legitimate Nismo kit and not a reproduction or like a replica or what have you. Because holy moly, this is like a JDM holy grail then. It handles like one, holy moly. This is beautiful. The fact that it was also included in Enthusia alongside the R34 Nismo is pretty awesome. Getting to, you know, have some unique Nismo cars and everything. This adds a little bit of like the tuner flair to an already enjoyable Japanese racing game. But holy moly, this thing is basically like kind of like the blend between track ready and road ready. plenty of grip. It was also a slightly less extreme version of the S15, the S-Tune. But again, that was a much more milder upgrade, some more kind of cosmetic stuff. Whereas the R-Tune was, you know, much more kind of complete overhaul of the car. Okay, gotta be careful with the rear stepping out. There we go, full send. And there's the finish line. Already doing sub 3-minute lap times, which is really, really quick. So that is good. Alright, let's see what upgrades we're able to get. Let's make this R-Tune even quicker. Oh yeah, that was nice. Only a few minor little taps to the wall and everything. There we go, get it even later. There we go, our rankings improved as well. As long as we can keep accessing the RS events, that's what I want. Oh, the Tsukuba's championship. Let's see. Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna have some tough competition like the SLR, McLaren, and the roof, but the lightweight, nimble handling of this vehicle should help us a little bit compared to those power monsters. Remember, the Mercedes does have that automatic transmission. Oh, I say that. Alright, let's get the cutback so I can get a run down on some of these melons down the back straight. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's probably wasn't used all that much in a lot of games. Just because Saturn was definitely a lot more of a niche brand. I didn't really have too many, you know, performance-oriented vehicles. At least the ones that, you know, weren't just rebadges of other GM vehicles. Like, if you can have the Saturn Ion Redline, you're probably gonna want to instead get the Cobalt SS, since it's basically the same vehicle but with better brand recognition. Welcome, Nanya. Hope you're well. Right now, we are trying desperately to get a podium position in an RS event at the Reverse Wet Tsukuba in our lovely S15 Sylvia, the Nismo version with the body kit and all the graphics and everything. And we are in a close battle with the Shelby. Ow, hi, I'm still here, you can't just drive through me. Some virtual daps, everyone. Dap, 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 dap. Gotta be a little bit careful here. The rear does want to go, even with the limited slip differential at the rear, and the better high grip tires. The Vexter XS. What's the Vexter XS? What game is that from? I'm trying to remember. I will say that for some fictional vehicles, in-game car database doesn't really do the best job at like trying to make them one-to-one, or even sometimes you're kind of like, okay, I can kind of see that, and then other times you're like, nah, that's not anywhere close. That's from Flat Out 2. I don't remember anything looking like a Saturn flat out 2. Give me a second. Let me look that up real quick. I mean, I always kind of saw that as more of like a Skoda or something. Oh well. Like I said, for fictional vehicles, they're not always on the ball. Welcome Midnight, hope you're well. Yeah, this is one of the few games that lets you drive Tsukuba backwards. Probably more of a PS2. Ooh. What games recently? Any games you're looking to you're looking to get, or any recommendations? Vanquish 3 and 4. Oh, nice. Yeah, they're fun games. I really enjoy like I really enjoy a lot of the content in Gran Turismo 3. To be fair, I don't know. I kind of have a soft spot in general for the PS2 era of games, especially like the racing games. There's just so much variety. She had so many like the AA games in the racing sphere that like no matter what you liked, there was something for you. Simcade, you got Gran Turismo and Enthusia. More kind of, you know, down to earth but still arcadey. Well, you got some track-based racers, kind of like Total Immersion Racing and stuff like that, and Rally Fusion. You want, you know, more kind of like your different street racing games. Oh, there are different street racing games out the wazoo. You want on the highways, mountains, semi-legalized street racing, fully illegal street racing, with or without cops. Only getting the SSD to put on it, so I don't have to worry about buying. Oh, okay. That could be cool. That could be a cool mod. Make sure you do your research and everything, and you know, plan out how you're gonna do that and everything. That way you don't end up with a broken or a PS2 with issues. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Nice and smooth for the corners. First and second are considerably further away. They are the SLR McLaren and the Roof CTR. So basically, two of the fastest vehicles in the game. We are a solid third place, but even in third, we'll get some good ranking points out of that to get us out of the danger zone of being unable to compete in RS events. I get some component cables. Yeah, definitely. Component is probably the way to go. Preferring an all-wheel drive car. I'd probably be a little bit quicker. All-wheel drive vehicles usually punch well above what the game rates them at, because the game kind of overrates how much the weight added from the four-wheel drive system is versus how much extra traction you get. So, all-wheel drive vehicles are... You're able to do quite a bit with all-wheel drive vehicles, especially things like either the 3.2 liter V6 powered Audi TT, or like, you know, your Imprezas, your Lancer Evos and all that stuff. Oh, for this race specifically, yeah, we'd probably be a little bit further ahead. My HDMI converter won't run 480p or 1080. Oh, jeez. Sorry to hear that, though. Component, to be fair, component, if your TV can support it, it's pretty solid and usually runs a lot better on PlayStation 2. Component usually runs pretty solid on PS2. Good. We need to make sure to keep making TVs that support component, because that's great for like retro gaming and stuff, on like the OG hardware. Sometimes they don't really have like the best conversion to HD, certain consoles, so then you're kind of stuck with just emulating them. Like, for example, like capture cards. There's no real good capture cards for like components. Now I thought buying some like super sketch, like kind of Alibaba stuff. So I decided just to run it on an emulator off my PC. I do still play the games I can't emulate well on my PS2 though, but I can't stream them. Things like Juiced. I haven't played Juice in forever, but that's a big one. Does Elgato make ones for component cables? So last I checked, I couldn't find a one. I'd have to double check then. I unlocked the cheat codes in GT4. Oh. What did you use for the cheat codes? What cheats are you using? Cheatsy. Alright, easy. It's got gold on a license and a crap ton of money. So no need to grind the Capri Rally or the DTM Championship. I feel like Juice is some crazy difficult. Yeah, like the AI really locked in during the pink slip races. That being said, with Juiced, certain vehicles are absolutely OP. Like for most of the circuit and point-to-point races, four-wheel drive cars are king. Because you can push so hard in them without like having the understeer front-wheel drive. Or the instability of a rear-wheel drive car. Oh, let's get mission 34 with the cheat code and the mission was glitched. Aw, rip. So that means you gotta do it. Gotta lock in and do it, buddy. Don't worry. It's only a 2-minute wait every single time you restart. I didn't lose my sanity trying to do that back in college. When I was going through a, when she got the, whatchamacallit? Oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. I lost my breaking point too. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I totally didn't lose my sanity when trying to do that during college. Nope. It didn't take me 8 hours one Saturday. Nope. My roommates literally didn't have a betting pool on if I would give up or do that first. Nope. Not at all. Thank you to the one roommate that actually put this money in the pool that I would actually beat it. He won a pretty solid amount of money that night. Cheating the mission hog gives you 10 million credits on mistakes. Rip. But yeah, like you get the Celica, or we almost got lapped. Oh shit. Or like the 22B Impreza as well. That one was genuinely really good. For the lower classes, the Civic DX, believe it or not, actually has really good handling. And that one's really good in either Class 8 or Class 7. Let's demonic fix it. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not really trying to do like the cheat codes for the Gran Turismo games. Oh, the Rear-Wheel Drive Championship. Okay, okay, okay. We need... Besides, this is the first time doing Rev City in a while, so it's a perfect place to test out this vehicle. We should be able to be quicker than most of the vehicles here, minus maybe the CTR. The CTR is going to be pretty tricky. The CTR, but most of the faster cars do make mistakes on the chicane, so we can get through there early enough. We'll be okay. Like there, you can see already the CTR is way wide. I know the Spec 2 fixes it, but I want something more. Yeah. Alright. Ow. Hi there. Little wee bit of a love tap. Alright, up in the third. Gotta keep the car straight going over the jump. There we go. Alright, cut as much of the corner off here. Build up our speed as we catch the AMG. Oh, okay. A little bit of understeer there. Alright, full send down the back, or down the home straight. This has got some good get up and go though. Oh, okay. Brake here, I think. No, a little bit before the red tires. Then again, that does kind of give me a slightly different line that could be used to overtake another vehicle if I'm smart about it. Okay, I gotta get that corner right there. That part is a little bit rough. Yeah, but it doesn't like completely like rework the full game. Yeah, that kind of a cool option, like a remastered mod or something, where like the base game is still the same. It just fixes some of like the bugs and all that stuff. As well as maybe makes Mission 34 a little bit easier. Like, the other missions aren't that bad. 34 is literally just the hardest one. Because you just have such a long wait. Oh yeah, I guess the chase camera as well. I don't really use the chase camera in the Gran Turismo games that much. But I can see how that would be a pain if it's someone that, you know, does use the chase camera a lot. Yeah, okay, the CTR is pulling a gap on us. And CTR is pulling a pretty significant gap. We're pulling a gap on the Mercedes, though. .66 seconds. In worst case scenario, if you don't want to have just the bumper cam and you want to see at least part of your vehicle, the roof cam's not a bad option as well. It's kind of a good mix between the two. Gives you kind of a better sense of your surroundings while still kind of letting you feel like the weight shifts of the vehicle. That is just a beautiful car. Alright, come on, come on, come on. Back to the left. We might be able to pull a solid second place out of this. We probably will. We got 2 laps to go. We're pulling ahead of third. First is pulling a gap on us. He's in the DS15, right? Yeah, it did. It's just a beautiful car. We're finally able to get them in the States as well. Finally, after all these years. It's such a cute car as well. It looks like it's smiling at you from the front. Just it's got a very happy face. Like unironically, yeah, and the R34s as well. Welcome Smash Killer. The one Sylvia I'd actually really like, and I know Enthusiast is probably gonna maybe kill me for this. I would genuinely love to have the Varietta S15, the active top convertible. I know it has less power. I know it doesn't have quite like, you know, the what's the word? You know, the sporty nature. But like having a beautiful vehicle like that with, you know, the active hard top, like that, honestly, especially in like that metallic blue. Oh my gosh, I like it. Alright, I wouldn't even like upgrade it. Like I keep it stock, and it'd be an enjoyable like beach car, you know, like an enjoyable road trip vehicle. Like, yeah, I know, you know, the Sylvia K's and the Spec R's and the Spec R Aero and all of that stuff is like, you know, the enthusiast dreams. But genuinely, if I had the money, I'd try to import a Varietta. Because also, you know that those ones, the Variettas, probably haven't been like thrashed about nearly as much as like, you know, the other performance models and stuff. So you're probably getting like a better condition vehicle when you import it too. I mean, it's got 160 horsepower. You buy the S15s for the Tokyo Night recreational activity. I don't know. It seems like an enjoyable vehicle to cruise in, the Varietta. The shame only really like Gran Turismo 3 and look, the Gran Turismo games have the Varietta. And they don't even let you drive it with the top down. Sag. But I don't know, I have a soft spot for convertibles. Like if you look at the Ferrari 550, I like the 550 Barchetta, the open top Barchetta. You know, like it just works. The Z8 looks so much better without the roof than with the roof. Like by a long shot. I guess some vehicles don't quite look as good. Like a lot of Mustangs don't look good as convertibles. You have to poor developers to model all the interior. I mean, they kind of did it in Gran Turismo 4, but it only shows open top if you're in like time trial mode. You have other vehicles on track that kind of conserve like the make the game run better. They closed it up, which is a little bit unfortunate. All right, Toge battle. Yeah, the Z8's, yeah, true. It's just kind of like, oh, all right, we gotta put a lid on it. Okay, boop, there we go. Or like the cars with the removable T-tops, I really like that as well. Like I know they're kind of prone to leaking and they compromise the rigidity of the vehicle a bit. But whoa, boy. Oh boy, okay, we gotta catch the Evo. Yeah, forward driven through the turns. So for least favorite GT original circuit. Quick question. Are we allowed to include rally? Are we allowed to include the rally stages? Because that'll determine my answer. I feel equivalent from C5 onwards. True. Because then the body is designed in a way that it doesn't need that. Okay, normal city and dirt snow quests. Okay, so overall, my least favorite like Gran Turismo original course, and it comes from one of my favorite Gran Turismo games as well, which I'm a little bit sad to say, is Ice Arena. I hate that course. It's too tight to actually battle, especially with the annoying penalty system. You have no traction. The surrounding area is just very bland. Like, they had one good snow course with a Chamois, but, like, Ice Arena is genuine dog water. Well, Nürburgring's not an original circuit. See, I kind of like Chamonix at least, because Chamois, however you pronounce it, because you have the cool like tarmac section at the start, so you got to deal with like the different surfaces, and you know, you have the road that runs by the river. You have like the different forested sections. That one at least like feels like they tried. Ice Arena is like it's ugly to look at. Chamonix, okay. Fucking French Canadians. So it's the Canadians and they're also French. Like, brother. How much worse can it get? But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Nürburgring either. I like the GP circuit, but the Nordschleife is kind of take it or leave it for me. Yeah, I will say the tarmac understeering is a little bit annoying. But overall, I still prefer that over Ice Arena. Like, you can at least, like, battle on that course. Ice Arena, literally, it's too short. It's just, it doesn't feel like an enjoyable track. Yes, exactly. Nords is great to time trial and, like, test and tune and everything. But dear lord, it is dreadful to race on. Too many people get like overhype it, and then they try to actually race one and like, oh, it's either a procession or a wreck fest. One or the other. But that's probably my least favorite dirt and snow. For city courses, probably Tokyo Expressway Central. Definitely. Tokyo Expressway is probably my least favorite. I don't like that one. Again, you don't really have many good overtaking spots. The scenery is kind of bland. It's like, yeah, oh my gosh, my Wangan Midnight cosplay is complete in Gran Turismo, but like, the racing's kind of shit on it. And they had a perfectly fine Tokyo track that they could have just, like, you know, spruced up and put in a GT7 with Route 246. But instead they kept the expressway. Yeah, the spec definitely fixes the handling model as well. Canadian, they speak the French. They have the British money. They say sorry. Yeah, they're an interesting bunch. America's little war crime committing hat. The Canadian gives you food, inspect it for booby traps first. Alternatively, if they aren't committing war crimes by booby trapping the food, their food itself is a war crime. Look at poutine. Easy, welcome. Hope you're well. It's like, oh gosh, poutine is so disgusting. I don't like it. It's like, yes, I want soggy gravy French fries with cheese curds on it. That you can't really even like effectively eat with your hands without it just being disgusting and messy. GG Canada. Yeah, it's been a while. Welcome. Right now we are driving the Nismo S15 Aura-tune, heavily modified Nissan S15 Silvia, with all the Nismo works. Upgraded electronics, exhaust, adjustable coilovers, custom body kits, all the cool graphics as well. To really make it, you know, stand out as an early 2000s tuner. I mean, to be fair, it does take, to their credit, it does take a very long time to model tracks. Especially if it's not something you can just, like, laser scan. And even laser scanning tracks takes a very, very long time as well. Because you still gotta, like, you know, fix placements of stuff, adjust lighting, all of that. Like, iRacing. And I'm, you know me, I'm one to criticize iRacing quite a bit. iRacing does put a lot of work into like their scans and everything of their tracks, and it's why if they've recently scanned a track, it'll be, you know, a couple months to almost a year before it's finally ready to actually be like used in the service. And that's a game where you're paying. That's a game where you're paying, you know, $15 a track, so they got an incentive to, you know, keep pumping out content. For what is with the Gran Turismo, they're adding those tracks in for free, so it needs to be, you know, they need to really. Oh yeah, like don't get me wrong, like I'd much rather have like Route 246 than Tokyo Expressway. The racing will be better, it's got a closer tie to actual automotive culture, and it uses real roads in Tokyo, unlike the fictionalized highways of Tokyo Expressway. What are my least favorite normal racing circuits? That is a tough one. I'd say that's a tough one because there's been so many. Can I list top 5 least favorite regular racing circuits? Because it's gotta be definitely special stage Route X. One, because they couldn't even be bothered to put the oval the right direction. You're turning right instead of left. Broadbean Raceway. One, because it's not even used, and two, because again, it's a pretty crap oval. Saint Croix, I think that's how you pronounce it. All of the different versions kind of feel similar, and visually, it's not much to write home about. It's kind of long for the sake of being long, without really like giving you a whole lot to do there. It's a lot of 90-degree corners one after the other. The bridge section is kind of cool, but like, Matterhorn, because it genuinely feels bad in anything that's faster than like a rally car. And then I don't know, those are probably the ones that come to mind the most. I don't like, those are the ones that whenever like I see them show up in like when I'm doing a playthrough, I am immediately going, oh god. Not this track. Not this track. Like most, to be fair, most original circuits in Gran Turismo, I genuinely love. Apricot Hill, absolutely amazing. Midfield Raceway, beautiful. Trial Mountain, love it. Grand Valley, amazing. Even some of the newer ones are really, really good. Like Lago Maggiore, amazing. Sardegna Road Course, genuinely really, really cool. And I wish there was a historic car race there, because it feels like an old school like F1 track where they just shut down a bunch of roads into connecting cities. And we're like, alright, go hog wild, gentlemen. Which is why I love like a race for like the old Honda F1 car there. Even some of the other like fictional ovals. Like, what's a really tiny one? But the one that's basically Bristol and then Blue Moon Bay Speedway are both really, really good. I even like the Blue Moon Bay infield road course as well. Actually kind of enjoyable. But like, yeah, there's definitely been a few absolute dog water courses that Gran Turismo has made over the years. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of how they changed Trial Mountain. Like, most of it's alright. I just wish I kept the Yeet chicane. Apparently some locals do pronounce Chamonix with an X. Huh. That is weird. Yes! Or if not, use the NASCAR license. Like, you get plenty of, like, you know, American cars from, like, the 60s and 70s. Like, have races for, like, those types of vehicles at least there, you know? Dedicated, like, muscle car races that, you know, have a little bit of length that allow you to really, you know, test out your tire conservation, your pit strategy, your fuel savings. Like, you have, if you include Daytona as well, what, 4, 5 if you include Special Stage Route X ovals? You could literally make a championship with that. Like, come on. They really need to get their shit together for Gran Turismo 8 because you have so much content in Gran Turismo 7, but you don't have enough content in Gran Turismo 7. Like, you have a lot to have in the sandbox, but you don't have a lot of like structured stuff to actually do within that sandbox. So you're just kind of like, well, I could do this, I could do this, I can do that, but like, there isn't really much incentive to do that. Whereas I kind of prefer the more kind of structured Gran Turismos, like Gran Turismo 3 and 4. Yeah. I don't know, I think if they do want to have like a more depth of content, I'd love them to really... What's not even that? Like in, like you got a lot of sand in the sandbox, you got a lot of toys in the sandbox, so they're all just kind of disjointed. And so you're like, okay, well I can kind of do this and make it work if I spend all this time to kind of have this working. Whereas like the older Gran Turismos, they had a little bit, like yeah, you had a lot of the freedom in them as well. But then... like, it felt like a fully fledged, like, play set. Or like a mix of play sets that all kind of, like, meshed well together. This is like just a bunch of random toys. Yeah, a bit of a shame that NASCAR is stuck in Forza Motorsport 8. But honestly, if I was Polyphony, what I'd do is especially, like, some of those, like, one-off vehicles, like the Escudo Pikes Peak, the old Honda F1 car, the Group 5, the Group 5 Nissan Skyline, right, is to get other vehicles that are within those classes. That way you can have dedicated like racing series for those cars. Like the Group 5, Okay, you got the Nissan Skyline Group 5, get the Silvia Group 5, get the BMW CSL and M1 Pro Car Group 5 vehicle. Like, that would be genuinely really, really cool. And then you could have, you know, like a historic Group 5 series on like all the tracks and everything. Yeah, as a Mercedes F1. Closest we got is basically the Red Bull and the Super Formula cars, which at least they're doing something with the Super Formula cars finally. Like they got, you know, dedicated races for the Super Formula vehicles, which I like. I wish you do more with that type of stuff. Like I got so many Group C cars, but they don't really have a dedicated Group C race. Gun race course, yeah, a little bit. Kind of looks like a misshapen gun. But yeah, I know licensing would probably be, you know, a big issue. But like, for real, it'd be cool to have, you know, that type of stuff. Or at the very least, like, they're adding like 1 or 2 single vehicles from like different disciplines. Like they got only 2 Pikes Peak course vehicles from like 2 entirely different eras. That you can't really like race anywhere because they're not really built for circuit racing, but you can't really use them in rally events because those are pretty much Group B cars only. So it's just kind of weird. And put my Xbox just the money was with the subscription before it ends. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay, gotta keep it under control. Keep it under control. Like, could you imagine, like, you got the Suzuki Pikes Peak Escudo, right? Then you have, like, the Suzuki Cultus Pikes Peak. You have, you know, the Toyota Tacoma Pikes Peak and the Celica Pikes Peak as well. Kind of around, like, all Pikes Peak vehicles from around, like, the same kind of era. You can create, like, a class with that. And you have, like, dedicated races at, like, you know, tracks like Trial Mountain, Eiger Nordwald, the Okayama driving course, like kind of like the more kind of streety-ish, you know, hilly, mountainous type of tracks. You have some that are at like, you know, Fisherman's Ranch or Colorado Springs or Sedegna Windmills. Like that would honestly be pretty cool. You could have dedicated series for like that type of stuff. You know, one for like pre-war cars that we can use things like that Alpha 8C or the that old Mercedes Roadster, you know, that they put in a game and they cost, you know, so much money, but like they don't really have any races for those types of cars. They have enough to make races for those types of cars too. Like they got plenty of pre-war cars that are similar on pace. You got the tracks to do it on as well, you know, Goodwood, the Goodwood Festival of Speed. They could do like again the Sardegna, probably one of the Santa Croix Trial Mountain, you know, those types of tracks, maybe even Willow Springs as well, just to kind of have those historic, kind of old school style venues that have, you know, the beautiful scenery that, you know, people would, Laguna Seca as well, because of the Monterey Historics. Like, that would honestly be pretty cool. Get a set of 5 races for, like, that type of class. Gradually, like, you know, add more over time as well to do. Grand Valley Highway would be another great one for, like, the pre-war cars. Because as much as I hate that they replaced Grand Valley Speedway with it, I'm not going to deny that Grand Valley Highway looks genuinely amazing. I will give Polyphony credit where credit is due. That track, especially in like golden hour conditions, is just beautiful. The light reflecting off of the cars, glowing into the interior and everything as you're racing along the coast. Yeah, that is actually pretty nice. The annoying Mickey Mouse chicane before the run up to the start-finish straight is annoying. They tightened it compared to previous Grand Rallies. But it is what it is. Track limits are also a little bit of a shit in that one. We can have all 4 wheels on tarmac and it's still... Nope, sorry, you cut the course somewhere. Ooh, the Dragon Festival. Alright, 2 high-powered rear-wheel drive cars duking it out downhill in the Toge. British versus Japanese. This will be a fun one. We're good. Whoa, okay. A little bit of a slide. Oh, come on, this vehicle was built for the Toges. Let's send it. Let's absolutely send it. Or like another one with Gran Turismo, like they have a literal tag for vehicles that have been professionally tuned, you know, the SEMA vehicles, right? Literally have a dedicated race specifically for those types of cars, called like the Tune Car Grand Prix. They had a race literally for that type of stuff in Gran Turismo 4 and 5, I think, as well. Like, come on. That'd be the way to do it. You can even have one on like all 3 of the different Tokyo expressways if you really, really want to get that, you know, tune car vibe. Have another one at like High Speed Ring. Another one at like, you know, like Road Atlantis. That's what like one of the big grid life tracks. So it kind of fit for that. Maybe another one at Monza for like the top speed and everything to really showcase the vehicle's, you know, straight line acceleration. Like that would be kind of cool. Boom, you already have 5 races right there. Throw in like random weather or like wet weather on like one of the Tokyo Expressway races as well, just to, you know, mix things up. I want one time to have a discussion on what certain... Yes. Tahiti Maze or Tahiti Road. Something like that. Please, Polyphony. Genuinely, imagine Tahiti Road with HD graphics. Holy moly. That would be genuinely gorgeous. Yeah, the track would still be somewhat simplistic, and it should stay simplistic. To kind of better be used for like, you know, like classic cars or like, you know, lower powered sports cars. But like, come on. That would be beautiful. Like the last time Tahiti Road has showed up was Gran Turismo 2, you know, back with PS1 graphics. Gran Turismo 3 and 4 showed us what the Tahiti circuits could look like. You know, with Tahiti Challenge, I think it was, and Tahiti Maze. Which was genuinely beautiful for PS2 era. Like modern HD graphics with Tahiti would be so nice. Get that the Polynesian vibes and everything. Have a lot more of like the waving banisters and all of that. They really kind of, you know, kind of put that like tropical vibe and everything. Having the palm trees swaying in the breeze, people lining the tracks, you know, taking pictures and everything, wearing all the warm weather gear and all that. Like that'd be cool. You can even have like, you know, like kind of like biplanes and everything kind of like flying by as like extra spectacle. Or if not biplanes, like a helicopter or whatever, kind of like filming the race. It'd be pretty cool. What level are we at? Level 8, right? Super Speed. I don't know. Super Speed would be an interesting one, especially because it kind of got replaced with Twin Ring Remote Teggy in Gran Turismo 4. Yeah. Although the Super Speedway was irreparably damaged in an earthquake for somewhere around like 2006, 2007? Somewhere around that time period. No, later, much later. In 2010 or 2011. Something like that. Regardless, it was damaged. And so the IndyCar had the race on the, yeah, back when IndyCar went to Japan, IndyCar had the race on the road course instead. Which is pretty cool. Fun fact as well, Danica Patrick got her only IndyCar win at Twin Ring Motegi in 2008. Oh, please don't send a dive there. But yeah, I miss Motegi as well. That'd be a great track to add back in Gran Turismo. Get that, you know, Sugo. Like that would be genuinely amazing to have. Why did I hype her so much for that kind of... she was just a very marketable driver. And, you know, it was kind of like, oh my gosh, you know, like... Yeah. It was basically just a combination of just being very, very marketable at the time. But, yeah, nowadays... To be fair, to her credit, she didn't do too bad in IndyCar. Like, she was a pretty competent driver in IndyCar. It's just unfortunately her NASCAR career that kind of sullied her career a little bit. Complex string. I'm not too sure about that. That was really only used in time trial and test license tests in Gran Turismo 3. I wouldn't mind Special Stage Route 5 or Route 11 coming back. Those would be fun. Yeah, some of the other Super GT tracks. Okayama. Okayama would be a fun one. A racing circuit for New York that goes to Grand Central like Forza. To be fair, the New York circuit in GT4 is not that bad. Like, yeah, it's got a lot of 90-degree corners, but that's kind of how New York's laid out in the grid. There's only so much you can do there. But they at least had it racing right through Times Square. Though I do wish that one would have been a night course. I think a night course through Times Square would have been a lot better than a daytime race through New York City. Because New York City in the day is just kind of gray. But New York at night is, you know, all lit up with all the buildings. Especially Times Square is just like super lit up. All the buildings are, you know, going crazy, all the ads and everything. Still, the layout of the track itself isn't that bad. Like, it goes through a lot of the landmarks and everything. Oh, alright. That's a bit rough. Alright, that's lap 2 down. Keep it pushing, keep it pushing. Come on. I know another one I wouldn't mind back is Autumn Ring. That one would be genuinely cool, especially again with like the HD graphics and seeing all like the leaves and everything getting kicked up by the cars. Like that one has a genuine possibility of like, you know, really showcasing what Polyphony can do in like the graphics department and everything like that. Plus it would you know, it would just look really good driving through that one. Imagine Apache losing the tracks making you spin. Oh gosh. Honestly, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool though. Like, do you extend the gap to, or do you try to like, you know, extend the course to, you know, get faster times, or do you run a bit more conservatively to have it, you know, be more stable? And especially with them, you know, already doing the simulation for the track, like drying and everything, depending on where drivers are driving. Like, it'd be kind of cool for like the track to gradually get cleared up from the leaves as more like as the laps go on and everything. So you could then take like the wider lines more and more as the turbulence from the cars kind of blows the leaves away. It would make a very unique track, that's for sure. I would love Apricot Hill to come back as well, just because that is just a very solid, very well built like GT racing track. That would honestly up to Group 3 cars. Probably not prototypes. Prototypes might be a bit too quick for it. But at least like Group GT3 cars, you could get some really good racing there without too much issue. And they already updated it for like the end of life Gran Turismo 6. So like the fact that they haven't even like touched it or hinted at it coming back is a little bit disappointing, as it's been gone for over a decade now. It's just a very well-built, well-designed track. Another fun one would be Midfield Raceway. That one's, you know, a classic. That one's a staple of the franchise. You got some heavy braking zones in the turn 1, as well as the final hairpin and everything before the S-curse to the finish. You can get some good battles on the long high-speed right and left-handers. And it's got great, you know, surrounding kind of farmland vibes. Well, show me some of the more local obscure race trucks. Maybe, but then you gotta pay like the license and scan them and everything. And Gran Turismo hasn't historically done as many like obscure racetracks. With the exception of like maybe like a Ascari circuit. Most of like the tracks in Gran Turismo that are like, you know, the real life circuits are like, you know, like the big famous ones and everything. Laguna Seca, you know, Motegi, Suzuka, the Nürburgring, you know, the 24 Hours of Le Mans, all that stuff. There hasn't really been as many more obscure tracks. And even now, like, the tracks, the real life tracks they're adding are like, you know, like the IMSA tracks, you know, Watkins Glen, Road Atlanta, you know, those types of tracks, if they are adding real life tracks. The one real life racetrack I would like to actually see them see return would be Indianapolis, just because you get the oval and the road course with the updated Grand Prix circuit that doesn't have all the annoying little hairpins on it. That'd be genuinely a fun one to race on. I enjoy racing on that in Assetto Corsa Competizione. So that'd be a fun one to race on. Plus also you get the you know, mimic the surface change from the diamond ground oval section to the regular asphalt infield part of the Roval. It's a pretty funny, unique track. I like it. Ah, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Hi, kitty. I don't have the kitty. I have a kitty cat BOP. I have the oh gosh. Kitty, I'm sorry, kitty. Why did you jump down right as I was moving my legs? Are you okay? Are you okay? Okay, she's okay. She forgives me. She forgives me. She gave me a headbutt on my hand. I feel bad. I had my right leg crossed over my left. And she was kind of like sitting on my legs. And I went to kind of like adjust my leg right as she went to jump, and she kind of like bonked her head on my desk. And then kind of face planted a little bit. Oh, I feel so bad. That was... Oh. Okay, I gotta be careful now. She's just kind of like laying on my feet, so I gotta make sure I don't disturb the kitty. Okay, I gotta make sure I keep my legs super still. Which, for those of you that don't know, most of you probably don't know because, you know, I don't really have full body tracking. I move my legs quite a bit when I stream, actually, kind of fidget a little bit. So it is a little bit difficult, kind of staying fully still when I got the kitty cat laying on them. Oh, that's kind of nice, you know. I got basically feet warmers. Much prefer that in the winter than the summer, but you know, love from a kitty cat is always adorable. Let's see what we can do here. That wasn't the best exit out of the hairpin. That was pretty rough. Had a little bit of a slide. We just need to get the rear planted. Alright, 103. That is faster. Let's see if we can get it down to the 102s. Go in the second gear. Okay. Easy. That was a terrible line. That probably killed about 3/10. Alright, come on. 2 more laps left. And change. 2 more laps and change left. Yeah, that one was a little bit slower. Whoa, okay. Let's not have the car twitch there. I think I might be overdriving the car a little bit, pushing too hard. As a couple of those corners were really sloppy. Come on. There we go. Alright, good stuff. This should be quicker, I think. Not quite. That final sector That final sector really kind of buggered it. The rear is just wanting to go a little bit too much. Very controlled slides, but the slides are still not quick. Here we go. Not much further, not much further. Yeah, okay, so 103s, 104s. Jeez. I was hoping to maybe get a 102 there. Where's the kitty now? Oh, the kitty is now a loaf behind me. Kitty is now a loaf behind me. Judas Bean. Kitty is the best bean. There we go. This is level. This is the max level now. There we go. Alright. Let's go switch up our vehicle. I think we got maybe time for one more race. Let's go see. Nope, I want the real sports car. Alright, take care, Nanya. But yeah, we're gonna be getting one more car. Yeah, definitely. That'll be on Saturday. So let's pull up the random number generator again. We got six options. If it's a 1, it'll be the RX-7 Spirit R. If it's a 6, it'll be the little Austin Healey Sprite. It's a 1. Alright. So the RX-7 Spirit R. This'll be a good one. Innocent blue mica. Titanium gray metallic. Oh, just so many beautiful colors. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the blue though. I'm gonna go with the blue. And we would do one more race for the night. I don't really want that much more acceleration. Like, this is pretty solid. Alright, let's see what races we got. Alright, let's do Autumn Mountain. Japanese car limited race. This will be a fun one, just kinda, you know, end the stream if I can stop getting notifications. Alright, let's do this race. One last race for the road. Yes! And a little rotary. With the shift warning. Beep. Oh. Oh, it's so smooth as well. Come on. Let's get past the legacy. Got the inside line. There we go, there we go. Beep. Beep. Oh, it's got grip for days. Oh, it sounds so good. I like the little alarm as well. It's kind of cute. That's a cute little detail that they actually included that for all the later Mazda rotary cars. Still lightweight, buzzy, 1.3 liter rotary. The 13B RAW, absolutely screaming in this thing. Holy moly. This is beautiful. I'm loving the handling. I'm loving the track. Oh, man. And the grip. Oh, the grip is amazing. Yeah, there we go. It's just so smooth. And this is a stock RX-7. Holy moly. Like, the handling is beautiful. Just perfectly balanced. Plenty of grip. .117s. Yeah, we're already going very quick. Got 2 more laps to go. I don't think we've even touched a wall. We have, I don't remember it. So it may have been like a slight graze. Well, you were just steadily just swinging through these corners. Yeah, the agility of this vehicle is just, top notch. Here we go, here we go. There we go. Beep. Yes. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, this is a beautiful machine. Like, I'm actively trying to kind of get it to, like, slide and everything, or step out or do something kind of silly. And it is just perfectly balanced. Like, it's very difficult to actually upset this car. It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing, this thing. There we go, there's the finish line. Boom! New fastest lap as well. Just gradually getting quicker and quicker each time. Oh, that was amazing though. I felt amazing to drive. I've been loving that. I'm loving that a lot. Okay, we had like a tiny off course in that 5-lap race. Yeah, this thing is gonna be good. This thing is gonna be so good. Yeah, I know our rankings decreased ever so slightly. That's okay. That's okay. We'll into more challenging races later on. But I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the stream, please make sure you leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what I'm doing well in the comments down below. If you didn't like the stream, please let me know what I'm doing poorly so I can fix that in the future. With that being said, I've been Umbras, and wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is for you, may it be a great time. And I will see you all in the next stream. Till then, take care, everybody. Bye bye!